He thought he could cheat on my mom. He thought he could lie, drink, and bully his way through life without consequences. But what he didn't know was that my siblings and I had been watching. And when the truth finally came out, we didn't just let him walk away. We made sure he lost everything: his job, his freedom, and the last shred of dignity he had left. This is the story of how we brought down my stepdad. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, or if you've ever dreamed of the perfect revenge, make sure you hit that like button. Because what you're about to hear is not just a story. It's a slow burn tale of justice, karma, and one family's determination to protect their mom at all costs. And if you're new here, subscribe to join thousands of people who love seeing liars and cheaters finally get what they deserve. I was 24 when I moved back in with my mom. My parents had just divorced, and while I was dealing with my own struggles, I could see the pain in her eyes. She'd given decades of her life to a marriage that crumbled, and she was trying to rebuild from scratch. That's when Chris showed up. Chris was charming, at first. You know the type, all smiles in public, quick with a joke, the kind of guy who shakes your hand too firmly like he's trying to prove something. My mom seemed happy, and that was enough for us. We wanted her to feel loved again. But then, the cracks started showing. Chris drank, not just casually. He drank until the glass in his hand seemed like an extension of his arm. And when he drank, he wasn't fun or silly or harmless. He was mean, sharp with his words, cutting down my mom with insults disguised as jokes. You'd be prettier if you lost some weight. No wonder your first marriage failed. And the worst part was that my mom would just take it, night after night. She believed she didn't deserve better. Now, if you've ever watched someone you love shrink under someone else's cruelty, you know how helpless it feels. And I'll be honest, back then, I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know what to do, until the day everything came crashing down. It wasn't even Chris who slipped up. It was one of his coworkers. This man actually came to our house, knocked on the door, and said, "Look, I don't like Chris, and I don't like what he's been doing behind your back. He's been cheating on you, and he's been threatening people at work to keep it quiet." I'll never forget my mom's face when she heard that. She just froze. Then she asked Chris, point blank. And you know what he did? He didn't even deny it. He admitted everything, like it didn't matter, like breaking her heart was no big deal. That was it. My mom kicked him out. But for me and my siblings, that wasn't enough. We started small. We let his boss know what Chris had been doing, harassing coworkers, using threats, cheating while representing the company's name. And just like that, he was out. Fired. No second chances. But Chris wasn't the type to give up. He tried sneaking into another job at the same chain in a different town. So what did we do? We made sure his new boss knew exactly who he was. His reputation followed him like a shadow he couldn't outrun. Another job gone. But it wasn't enough for Chris to just lose work. He started hanging around our neighborhood, lurking like a ghost we couldn't get rid of. And here's the kicker. He wasn't even supposed to be driving. His license was gone. DUI charges from before he even met my mom. So what do you do when you see someone who thinks they're untouchable? You wait, you watch, and then you make the call. We tipped off the police, and one night, sure enough, they caught him, behind the wheel, drunk, driving without a license, handcuffs, squad car, mugshot, jail time. And I'll be real with you, there was a part of me that was scared. What if he came after us when he got out? What if he retaliated? But another part of me, a louder part, felt relief because finally, someone was holding him accountable. But karma wasn't done. Chris thought he could keep dodging consequences, but the truth is, once you're on that downward spiral, it only takes one push to keep you falling. More legal trouble piled up. DUIs, fines, probation violations. By the time he got out of jail the second time, he wasn't the same smug man who thought he could cheat, drink, and manipulate. He was broke, jobless, alone. Meanwhile, my mom, she healed, slowly but surely. And eventually, she met someone new, someone who treated her like she actually mattered, someone who made her laugh instead of cry. And my siblings and I, we moved forward too. Better jobs, stronger relationships, a family that had been tested but hadn't broken. Chris lost everything. His job, his car, his reputation, his freedom. And us, we gained something priceless. We got our mom back. Because here's the truth about cheaters and liars. They don't just ruin the lives of the people they betray. They ruin themselves. All we had to do was give him a little push down the hill he was already tumbling down. Sometimes revenge isn't about grand gestures. Sometimes it's about patience, about letting someone's choices catch up to them and making sure they can't hide from the truth. So if you're listening to this and you've ever been betrayed, remember, you don't always need to fight fire with fire. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is wait. Because karma, she's patient. But when she arrives, she never misses. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button. Tell me in the comments, what's the longest you've ever waited for karma to catch up to someone? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories just like this one. Because as long as people keep lying, cheating, and underestimating others, there will always be a story of revenge worth telling.